Crafty friends. Hi, Patrice. Hi, Kim. Looks like everybody might be running a little late today, but we're going to go ahead and get started because it's 2 o'clock and we have a big project to do. So, today we are going to work on the explosion box. Maybe you can come in a little closer on this one, honey. I know, I just sent you out, and now I'm asking you to scroll back in. There we go. We talked a lot about putting this topper together on Thursday, so I'm not going to focus a lot on this today. There's Sharma. Hi, Sharma. Hi, Adeline. Okay, so we talked quite a bit about the topper on Thursday. And we talked about this topper for this box on Thursday, making the little flowers and kind of arranging them into our boxes. Today we're going to focus on the mechanics of the box itself. So we'll get this out so we can use that as a guide. Set it kind of off to my side here. We're working out of the Cherry Blossom Retreat collection by Heartfelt Creations. Oops, there we go. This pad is currently on sale in our store for about $16, I believe. So that's a great deal considering that this pad runs $24.95. So hello, Annette. Hi, Mary R. Good to see you guys. So this is currently on sale in the store. I'm going to show you the pages that I selected out of my book to use for today's project. I chose 9 papers out of the book. The first one that I chose is this side of this one, which will be the outside of our box. I like the idea of bringing the pattern up around the outside of the box. I just think that's really fun. And it works out really neat because even though it's circular, it ends up being straight on our box because the, where the corners indent, that becomes the corners of our box. So I just thought that looked pretty neat. So we got that one. We're going to use this side of this one. I'll show you both sides so you can find the papers in your book. Hello, Ted. We got Bryce and Bob and Teddy today. We got this pink, we're getting the one that's pink on one side and cutouts on the other. This is the one I said we'll use the extra pieces that we don't use for the box itself to cut out for some extra flowers. We have, I'm frozen on that's this screen. Am I frozen? Okay. And we have this blue check one, which has various patterns on the back. It's really hard to cut up some of these beautiful papers on the other side, but just bear in mind, you get 2 of everything. So you can either make 2 boxes or you can use one side for cards. So we've got this red one. Hi, Teddy. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Yeah, buddy. Here. Come here, lay down so we don't have to change our camera view. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I just prowling around wanting to see if Mom has anything interesting on her desk that I want. That's good of you to lay down, though. What a good boy you are. Okay, scram. Okay. I called that last one red. I guess now that we look at it, that one's actually more orange because this one's red. This is the sheet we want. I have this all over pattern. And I have this pattern, and I'm actually going to use this side. So let's get going here. We're going to start with that first pattern. That's going to be my 12 by 12. So let's get our trimmer into the picture here. Set my explosion board aside for just a minute. And I'm going to use this as a 12 by 12. So my only trimming to do on this one will be to trim off the extra little part where it's adhered to the book. So that one's ready to go. Let's get our papers ready to go first. Next, it looks like I used the orange one. So let's get the orange one here. And there's not much salvaging to be done on these because I'm going to use the vast majority of this piece of paper. The first thing I'm doing is cutting off my tear strip. One thing I see that I might be able to use if I cut it so that I can is I'm taking off 1 inch here, and this pretty little border might be usable for something. And then it doesn't matter which one I take off this way. Okay, so I've got my 12, I've got my 11. For my number 10, it looks like I'm using the blue one. I said hi to Kim R, I think. Betty Goswell, hi. And who else? Kim. Oh. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Whoops. Hi, Kim. Welcome, friend. Where's my blue one? Excellent. Okay. Well, there's Rocky playing. And it's an 877 number, so I know it's absolutely essential I answer that. Okay, so this one we've done this one's going to be our 10. We've done our 11 and our 12. It doesn't really matter on this pattern what I'm cutting off, so I'm going to. Oh, good. Everybody should be getting those because they've all been sent now. Okay, so I have my 12, my 11, my 10. Next, I want my 9, and it's going to be this softer pink color. Now, on this one, when I cut this, I want to retain as many of my flowers as I can, my flowers and my cutouts. So I'm going to be sure that when I cut this one, that I'm going to, okay, so I got my 12, 11, 10. This is going to be my 9. And I'm going to cut this so that I get as many of these flowers as I can, because I can definitely use those. And then I'm going to turn this on my 10. And if I go this way, I think I'm going to go this way so I get some of this foliage. I'm not going to get much of it one way or the other. I just point out that had I decided to cut off the other edge, I could have actually done this without stamping and coloring it, but it's okay. The crafting buddy has a question. She wants me to ask all of you. She wants to know what the hell you guys do with those sticker jewel lines that they're always sold out.
Betty says she hoards them.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so here's my 9. Which will go this way. Okay, so I have my 12, 11, 10, 9, and I've got some great cutoffs here. All right, after that, I did the green one. It's going to be my number 8. Okay, got to cut off my strip here. And I have to decide what parts of the back of this paper I want to retain. And I think because we're going to have a pretty good sized piece here, I want to retain these 2 little seams because I can see those being useful. Oh, good. This is 8 again. So I'll also get a pretty little park scene to use there. Okay, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay. Must be coming up. 8. I can't even see what page this was because I recovered it. Let's see. I did too good a job of hiding stuff, guys. Well, I know which one the inside is. I'm going to do this one next. 6. Okay, this is my 6-inch box for the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and do 6 here. I got lots of room on the 6. Okay. Okay, and then I know what this is. Okay, this is my box lids. So this is my 7. 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've confused myself. That's nothing new. Okay, let's cut this for 7. 7 and 7. Okay. All right. So I have my 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 inch pieces. And then I want to make my box tops. And I loved this. I just thought this was really pretty. And I knew I could get a 6x6 and or 6.5 by 6.5 and a 4x4 out of that. So I'm going to trim off this trim strip first. And I'm going to go to 6.5 here. In fact, yeah, let's go to 6.5 here. And do 6.5 here. That's going to be one of my box tops. And 4.5 by 4.5 here. Four and a half will be my box top for my little box inside. Okay. I'm going to gather all these and set them out this way for now. Hi, Jesse. Welcome. Hey, look at you. It's nice to see you, Jesse. I haven't seen you for a while. I hear from your grandma now and again. So happy for her and her marriage and stuff going so well for her in her life. I hope you're doing well. Okay, we'll set those aside for now. Set our trimmer aside for now. Let's get our explosion box board out. This explosion box board is made by We Are Memory Keepers. And it is the niftiest tool. Let me show you a couple things on your box board if you can come in just a little bit, honey. The box board already tells you what your dimensions are going to be. So we started with our 12 by 12 paper, our 11 by 11, 10 by 10, 9 by 9, and it tells you what size you're making with that. That's important because then you come over here and you reference that side over here. And my XXL, which was my 12 by 12, is going to score on this outside line. And then it's going to come each time I use a smaller piece of paper, I'm coming progressively further over here. And we'll take a look at that momentarily. And then down here, we have the different box lids size. So it tells you what size you need to cut your paper. That 6.5 by 6.5 that we cut, that's going to be for our largest box. And the 4.5 by 4.5 that we cut is going to be for our smallest box on the very inside of our board. So this is where we are going to reference our measurements. And each one of these has its own score line. The board comes with a stowed scoring tool. It's down here in the bottom. You just pop that out. And it's nice because you always know where it is because you store it back in there when you're done. And these are going to be our score lines. And we also, when it comes to making the boxes, we also have a score line that runs this way to help us make straight corners. So it's really, really a neatly devised little board. And they're very inexpensive. This is less than $17 in our store. Okay, let's start with our largest. And as we know, our paper size 12 by 12 starts on the XXL. So we're going to come out here to the XXL and we're just going to pull that line down in the scoring channel. Next, we'll come around again. We'll come around all four sides using that XXL channel.
Line says, Debbie, I just love A Child is Born little book. She made one card, and I have to order more Gold Mary. She posted a picture on Facebook.
Oh, good. I'll try and take a look. Excellent. Okay, once we have all four of our lines pulled down, we're going to score from that corner to the intersection of our lines, and you'll be able to feel it actually even easier than you can see it At this point, our scored lines aren't real easy to see on our sheet, but you can actually feel it as you hit the intersection of those two lines. I'll pull this down until I feel it connect with the other channel, starting in the corner. And I can feel it right when it hits that intersection of the two lines. Now I have a box that is scored like this. And the next thing they want us to do is you have these little rings. You have a little ring here in the corner with some stencils. I'm going to pop that ring loose and grab one of the stencils. And the stencils are also labeled extra small to extra, extra large. And I'm going to get the extra, extra large one for my 12 by 12 piece. I'm going to get myself a pencil here. And I'm going to line this up on the two corners, on the two sides where we've just scored it. Hold that firmly in place. And I'm going to draw in, I'm going to draw this heart. I'm only going to draw it till I intersect with my lines. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up on my two sides, and then like I said, I'll just cut until I actually reach my line. Now it's important not to overcut these corner lines, because if you overcut the corner lines, that becomes this line right here when I cut this out. See, I'm just going to cut my heart shape out. And when I intersect with that corner line, I don't want to cut that way down, because that becomes part of the foundation of my box, and I would end up with a gap there if I cut that too low down. So I'm only going to cut just what it takes to reach the intersection of my lines. I'm going to ask Bryce if he'll cut out these hearts for us while we're working on our next page. And you'll be clipping down, honey, from the corner, from the scored corner, and just taking this extra piece out. Okay. I'm doing two more right now. Now you may be wondering, what are we going to do with all this busyness on the inside? It's okay. We're going to make it beautiful. That's actually one reason I wanted to use this collection, is because the inside pages were particularly busy, and yet the patterns were beautiful. And I thought, we're just going to learn to do some disguises today for those busier parts that we don't really want to show inside of our box. So even if I've drawn it, just clip it to what you have to do to get it clipped out, okay? And there's scissors right there. So you can see, guys, we have our little hearts drawn on each corner. And Bryce is just going to clip these out now from here on up and around. And he's going to stop right here. Okay. All right, let's look at our next one. We've done whatever your outside box is, that's the only one you're going to use this heart on. You don't need to use this heart on all of the box petals. You could if you wanted to, but what you would end up with is you wouldn't be able to form any pockets or anything if you did that. So we're done with our stencils. I like having a box that's got lots and lots of layers to it. So I always start with the 12 by 12, but you can make them smaller. Next, we're going to our 11 by 11 line, which is XL. So I'm going to go to my XL line and I'm going to pull down XL and pull it all the way down. XL and pull it all the way down. XL. Line it up on here. That's interesting. I think my paper's not kind of quite straight. I don't think it is. I think I'm going to be fine. I think we're just going to leave it alone. Pull down on my XL. Okay. This time, I want to form some pockets. And for today, I'm going to do all diagonal pockets, and I'll show you why. When you have a particularly busy print, a diagonal is a good choice. Now, if I want to, I can use a ruler. On these larger ones, sometimes I'll use a ruler, but on the smaller ones, I just eyeball it. But on these larger ones, where you kind of have a little further ways across, sometimes I'll draw myself a pencil line. Uh-oh. Unless I decide to have my ruler slip. Okay, let's see. You can't always see where your corner is. That can make it a little challenging. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark there. There we go. I'm going to draw diagonals across here. It's not one thing, it's another. I'm breaking my pencil lid. There we go. Draw little diagonals across here. So I'm going to mark these with my pencil because it's easier to see. And I'm going to draw some diagonals across here. Mark this with my pencil. That's so I can see where my corner is. Draw a diagonal across. Mark it with my pencil. And draw a diagonal across. Now, if I have these nice and neat, which I do, because I just put them in with a pencil. If I have these nice and neat, I'm going to be able to use these cut off triangles to come back in and cover some of the pattern. Okay, so I've got this. Now to form my pockets, I'm going to trim in just to the fold line, fold this over, and I have a pretty little pocket built there. And get my glue. And I'm not going to glue the whole thing. I'm just going to glue right across this little bottom part. Right here, just a nice thin little line of glue will get the job done. Just a little line of glue there. Fold that over. Now, if I wanted to make a double pocket, I would come over here and fold it back. What did I do here? Yep, I just did one side. You could do both sides if you wanted to. In fact, let's do that. Let's do this one so that we have.
Do you want me to clip down this little piece?
Yes. I can fold this across. And this is a good time to straighten your lines if necessary. You can actually kind of recrease this just a little bit as necessary to have your pocket line up perfectly. And for a double pocket, I'm just going to glue that. I can put just a touch of glue between these two pockets where they overlap, and I've got a beautiful little tucked in pocket. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip this one the same way. And I'm going to fold these over. Now, as it happens, the papers on the back here, you can see here I get to choose which one I want on top. I like that lacy one on top, but I could go this way or this way. So choose the flap that you like the best. I love that lacy one, so I'm going to keep that on top. And this is an opportunity to kind of recrease as necessary to have everything line up beautifully on your pockets. Let's put a little glue on those. This layer looks beautiful just like it is, doesn't it? It happens that our background papers for these are really, really pretty designs. Put this one down first so that layer goes on over the top. I'm going to give this just a little bit of glue just here on this, on the bottom of this flap, so it will stick to where the papers overlap and just form me a really pretty little pocket there. And this layer's done. See that? We have two flaps that will be things that we put stuff on, and we've got two pockets that will be layers we can put things in. Let's go to our next layer up. Let's keep these wedges. Keep those handy. Okay. Next, I'm going to grab our next biggest sheet. Did I drop one? Oh, I did. I'm missing a paper because it fell on the floor. Let's just keep working our way down. Grace is finished with this, so we can see what this looks like now with the heart shapes done on it. And let's go ahead and we can put this pocketed piece in the center here. Or we could go ahead and redecorate these before we go. We have these panels here that look a little scattered on the inside. See that? What we're going to do is we're going to recover these with some of our scraps. Let's go ahead and just construct our box first, though, and we'll come back and do all the layering over. I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom of my box that we've just created, or our layer that we've just created. Hi, Mary. Good to see you, friend. Okay. And we're going to center these over the panels below them. We've got a really good center on that one already. That looks great. Okay, so we're just going to glue that, just gluing to the bottom of this center section. We leave all these flaps loose. Okay, now let's take our next layer, which will be our 10 by 10. Cap that glue bottle so I'm not having to stick a pin in it. Trying to be better this time. Okay, my 10 by 10 says that's the large line. So I'm going to find my large line. And I'm going to pull down on that. I don't have to worry about using the diagonal on this one because we're not making a box out of it, we're making a layer out of it. Now this time, let's do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and fold my layer. I'm going to draw from corner to corner, so I'm going to put a little pencil mark there again. So I can see when I go to put my ruler down to cut the corner off, I can see where the corner is. And then I can line up on those little marks to get a nice straight corner. When I get to the smallest ones, I'll probably just cut across there where I can see them, but these longer lines, it's a little harder to gauge to just look at it and chop it off.
The explosion box also does squash folds. Great item.
I haven't done that, but I'd love to see some of your work, Glenn. It'd be fun to see what you're doing with it. Okay, I'm going to cut those corners off. And this time we're going to do our pockets a little bit differently. We're going to go all the way around the circle with our pockets. I guess it's all the way around the square, really, but okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim into the line.
Looks like they might fit these pockets nicely.
Oh, good idea. They haven't come out with a new topper deck for a while. Okay, my paper came out not quite square for some reason. I'm wondering if I need to tighten my caterpillar. It looks like my caterpillar is a little loose and my paper may not have been entirely straight. So I'm going to have to tighten that up after class. Now some of these that come across here are going to look pretty, and some of them are going to look a little weird because of the patterns coming across them. Most of them still look pretty good. This is an opportunity, guys, to straighten up those corners as you go. You can crease and refold as necessary to get those to lay really nicely. And if I don't like one of my corners, I'm going to just simply take one of my cutoffs and recover it. And in fact, if I want to, just to do it, I could recover all of them. So they have this really pretty consistent look. And I think I'm going to do that because I like the way that looks. I do have just a tiny bit of a pencil line still showing here, so I'm going to cut my pencil line off. Could erase it or cut it off. Put my glue down. First, going to glue my pocket shut. And one of the values of having your cut line be nice and straight is that this is going to fit really nicely. Although I got to say, those birds right there are really cute. I might have to have those birds. See what else is on here I might want. I like that. That one I don't care for so much. So I'm going to use this one. Let's see there what we can do. We could just turn over and use the cutoff side. I like this. I'm going to go with this. See there? Can you come in a little bit, honey? See there? I'm going to use these. I take a look at the cutoffs and choose the part that I like the best. And I'm just going to layer right over the top of this nice piece that we just had cut off, because I love those birds. Those birds are adorable. It's going to hang over just a little bit because of my fold being off a bit. I'm just going to trim the edge of that so that it matches nicely. Let's fold this down. Right on here. This time I'm going to use the, because this isn't pretty, but I'm going to use this piece, and that's going to look great.
Genius, Debbie.
Oh yeah, such a genius. Honey, I'm a genius.
Of course you married me.
Oh, did you hear that, guys? He says, of course I am, because I married him. This actually is kind of pretty by itself, but I do like the way this looks too, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. Smart man. See, Glenn, you're not alone. You got another guy in your corner here. I happen to be outnumbered in this particular room. In this room, we got Bryce and Bob and Teddy. I'm outnumbered 3-1. Oops, I did that wrong. I wanted to have my patterns kind of across from each other. Why? Because it just seemed right. Not because it had to be, it just seemed right. There we go. And we got a beautiful layer there. Just do some little sneakies here and make these look gorgeous. Okay. Yeah, balance, exactly. Well, right this minute, I must have been really engaging because Bob's sleeping. He's in a big comfy chair over here and he's just snoozing away. He's doing well, though. He's doing well. He and Teddy still chum around every day. I come out in the mornings. Teddy is always perched up on the back of Bob's chair, guarding him while he sleeps. But if they're not sleeping together, they're playing together. Bob gets such a kick out of it because he goes and gets Ted's toys. One of the things he does every night is gather up the dog toys and put them in the box. Let's see. What page are we supposed to be on? This is 12, 11, 10. Is this 9? It's bigger than 9, but it must be 9. Yeah, that's 9. Okay. All right. He gathers up the dog toys and puts them away. And as he puts them away, Ted runs to the box and gets another one and gets it out. So it's like an endless battle. So when you do the hearts on the other layers, Betty, you just don't make pockets on those. Is that right? Okay, let's get our scoring tool here. This is our 9 by 9, so we're going to use the medium line and pull it down. Medium and pull it down. Medium and pull it down. Medium and pull it down. Okay. And once I get to this level, I tend to cheat a little bit and just cut from corner to corner because you can pretty much do it in a single slice and keep it relatively straight. Now, if we were making a different kind of pocket, there's lots of different kinds of pockets we can make. If we were making a different kind of pocket, we wouldn't necessarily cut across this flap.
Periodically watching for Bob and Ted's adventures on YouTube video.
Adventures of Ted and Bob. I'll make a double pocket here again. Why not? Now, that actually is kind of cute. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I could use that just like it is. Let's see how this side looks. If it looks good, we don't need to cover it up. But if we don't like the looks of it, we'll use our triangles and we'll go over the top. That side's not bad either. So I think we'll leave this one. We can always just cover it if we decide we want to. We'll just keep our little squares, our little triangles, to decide which one of these two has the better design on it. I think this one definitely has the better design. Cover up that partial birdhouse. A little dab of glue here between the two pieces to hold my pocket nicely. And this one, I like the birds on the outside, I think. I could go either way. So if you happen to be lucky enough to have double-sided paper where you don't have a pattern, a specific pattern, or where it's kind of nondescript, obviously this process here is very, very easy then. But even if you have double, my point in doing today's explosion box is that even when you have something on the other side that is showing, you can still use double-sided paper with a pattern on the back, which is going to be the case with most of these heartfelt creations papers. You don't have to exclude these beautiful papers just because some of them are going to have patterns on the back. We just adjust them a little bit. So I'm going to center this over my prior layer. Beginning to get prettier and prettier, but you know, those corners are really distracting, aren't they? So we're going to do something about that before we're done. Okay. Let's see. So we just did our 9x9. We'll be at our 8x8. Get our green one out here. Our 8x8 says we're now on our small line. It's really neat to have that guide right at your fingertips there on the side of the board. Really keeps you on track. And again, there's lots of different kinds of pockets I could use on these. Or if I want to, I could just make no pockets at all and make some of these just strictly for flaps. And sometimes, in the interest of time, it's kind of nice to do that so you just are decorating them rather than having pockets on everything. So this time, just for the sake of argument, let's just cut these pockets or take these extra pieces out entirely. And now I can put a scripture or a saying or a picture, a photograph or an image on each of these little flaps, and it's going to look terrific. So that one was easy. Keep your little pieces because you never know what we might want to do with those till we're completely done. Hang on to them. We'll get these folded up square. Put a little glue on the bottom. If you're using a good adhesive, these boxes stay together really, really well. And we'll just center that on all 4 flaps. Going to center it in our box. We're up to our next one, which is our 7.
It says on his edges, he'll use a fancy corner die cut.
Oh, good idea. I like that. Excellent idea. Okay, 7x7 is extra small. Hi, Thelma. Welcome. I tried to call you last night, Thelma. I got something to discuss with you. So maybe when this is over today, you can call me back. Okay. I was calling you on my cell phone, so you might not recognize the number, or you could have been out and about. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut these on the diagonal again. I do like making all different kinds of pockets. I'm just making them this way for the sake of illustration today. But remember, we could trim them differently and make half pockets that cover just half of the card. We could make gatefolds if we wanted to. Take a look at some of our other explosion box videos, and you can get all kinds of ideas for how you can do these inside pockets. Today's goal was to talk about covering these, being able to use the Heartfelt Creations and the other double-sided paper packs that are heavier paper and make these double-sided papers work for us. So that one's not bad. I kind of like the green. This one I think looks a little messy. So we might have to do something about that one. I think this one looks a little messy. So I might want to do something about that one. This one I think looks really pretty. Now, one additional challenge here is that our paper itself has some pattern to it too. So instead of just sticking these back over the top, which I can do and it doesn't look bad, but I may want to look at the backs of these pieces and see if there's anything that's particularly good to use. Like that one looks pretty good. Or I can look at some of these others that I've had before, and nothing says that I couldn't come in here and cover these pockets using the trim off from the other designs. And I actually think that dark green would look really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down this dark green corner that I cut out of my last layer. And I'm going to use that to cover my pocket because I think that's going to be a really nice design there. So I'm going to put the dark green flaps on here. And I think just for the sake of consistency, I'll do all four. If I'm working in a hurry here, so some of I may just have to trim up a little bit like that. A little point that held over, I'll just trim it off. Okay. Let's see how this is going to look. Cut that to the same size. Ooh, put those dual borders. Yeah, there you go. Put some borders across these flaps, that'd be beautiful. Patrice, I like that idea. We got all kinds of borders in the store, Patrice. If you're not finding what you're looking for, get a hold of me. I can help you find some nice borders. Let's get another one of these. Trim this up. Yeah, that'd look beautiful to put a little border on these strips. Be great. Oops. Patrice says she hoards them too. You're not hoarders, you're rescuers. You're rescuing craft supplies, giving them a good home.
He's saying the others are hoarding them and not sharing with her.
Oh, uh-huh. You only ever get the leftover colors. Oh my gosh, I'm crying for you, lady.
Just added a whole bunch of stickers.
And Patrice, during the party, we had a demo on what you can do about that. Make your own colors. Use a Bic Intense marker or Sharpie and change those colors to make them colors you like. We saw how you can even change holographic ones and have the colors stay sharp and vivid and beautiful. Okay, there we go. This is really pretty now. Look at this border. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this one. Or this layer. Not a border. We're talking borders. Get so confused. I came in confused, really, guys, but I think you knew that, didn't you? Alrighty. Put a little glue on this layer. That's going to look really pretty on top of that last layer. Center that on all four flaps. That's looking great. We deal with this. We got something really pretty going on there. All right. Gather up all those little scraps and push them off to the side for now. All right. We've got just a couple more to do now. Now we're going to make our little box for the center. We're going to make our box exactly the same way. This piece I have in my hand is 6 by 6, so that's my extra small one. So I'm going to do all 4 extra small layers. Pull down each one of them. Once I have that in there, so I have my intersecting lines, I'll go to the corner, pull till I feel it hit that channel where the lines intersect. And I'm going to fold this box up. We're going to push that corner in like that. Push that corner in. Push that corner in. Push that corner in. Now we're going to add some adhesive to the channel. This is going to make a really strong little box. Once I've done that, I'm going to put some glue on the inside of that triangle on one side. I'm going to push it to the side of my box, just like that. I need some paper clips. And this is a good job for paper clips or binder clips if you have them, to help you hold this in place so you don't have to sit and wait for each layer to adhere. Okay. So I've got added glue to my channel. I'm going to add glue to the inside flap. Just the inside of that triangle piece. Push it over to the side of my box. Gluing that flap we just created to the side. A little paper clip on that, let it dry good. Add some glue inside this channel. Add some glue to the inside of that flap so it'll stick to the inside of the box. Fold that over to the inside of the box. Gluing that flap right against the side. One more layer. I thought Sleeping Beauty was going to wake up. He was just changing positions. Okay, and put a little glue on the inside of my box. So I'm gluing that flap right against the side. And there we have it, a nice, very firm little box. When that glue dries, that's going to be very, very sturdy. Let's go ahead and glue this into the inside of our box. I love the way our colors are coming together here with the red and green on the last flap and then this red box inside. Ah, he woke up looking for his dog. Okay, there we go. So now we got our little gift box inside. Doesn't look like I got that real straight. Let's straighten that up before the glue dries. There we go, nice and centered now. All right, good. Let's make some lids. Let's make the little lid to that box. I have this little 4.5 by 4.5 that we cut out. And it says for an extra small lid, you want the 4.5 by 4.5. It doesn't matter what size lid you're making. You cut out the paper size they ask for on the side, then you always use the lid channel. So we're gonna, which is basically going to give you a 1-inch overlap. Okay, and now because we're making a box lid, we're going to pull on the diagonal so we can make a little skinny box out of it. And we're going to repeat the process. Do you want to glue this for me, honey, while I do the other one? Thank you. You're going to glue the channel. Then you're going to glue that point you've created to the side of the box. Each channel, and then glued to the side. Thank you. And you may want some paper clips to hold the pieces in places there as you're working your way around. Okay, these should be dry enough, so we'll pull these off. All right, let's make our final lid. And I think where I cut this, if I wanted to, I could have pretty much eliminated this pink by moving my paper over a little, but it's actually going to look just fine anyway. And I'm using the line that says lid. Oops. Once I have all of my lines in, I'll pull the corner over. We'll pass this to Bryce. And then we're going to take a look at what we can do about those flaps that don't look as pretty as they could on our box. Okay, fold that little corner in, glue, fold that little corner in and glue, fold that little corner in. Here's another one, honey. I'm working you today. All right, let's bring our extra paper back and see what we can do about those corners. We could use this other one I had set out if we need to, but let's look at our trimmed off pieces first and see what we have that we might want to use there. Now, I think we're going to I have these red pieces, which would look marvelous, I think. I only have 3 of them. So I could use 2 of those and 2 of something else. So let's think about those, because those could be really good. I could use this green. Now, notice when I did this before, I happen to have used, I think I did my papers in different order this time, truly. But I used that blue check on 2 and I used the orange on 2. The squares I was using were a little bit smaller than my flaps were. So I just added a contrasting print, and I think they actually turned out really cute that way. So the paper doesn't need to entirely cover that flap. It's really kind of up to us what we do, right? So we've got our corner here. I'm going to cover 2 of these corners with the red. I really like that, and I think that's going to look beautiful with our box. One of the tricks here that makes this easier is if you fold this paper that you're going to cover with on the diagonal. We're using the Heartfelt Creations Cherry Blossom Retreat Collection, Patrice. And this paper pack is on sale for $9 off in our store right now in the Brits Bargain. Okay, so I've folded this paper on the diagonal, which will make it much easier to adhere to that corner that's got the fold on it. Now I'm using an extra large piece of paper. I just don't want to cut it down and then risk that I cut it too small. So I'm just gonna put the piece of paper on. Probably would have been easier to do this, change to this before I built the box on top of it, but it probably would have been easier when I still had a single layer there, you know, but that's okay. We'll still manage. I'm putting plenty of adhesive, although I'm not soaking my paper. I'm just getting some adhesive out of my little bottle here, coming out to the corners. Thank you, honey, for doing those. And I'm going to put this flap right over my corner, tuck it clear down in. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute while I put on another one. And then I'm going to go through and cut those off. I cut this to 6 inches. I'm going to fold this on the diagonal. Oh, I got a lot of paper here. It's pretty hard for you to see what I'm doing. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. I'm going to fold this on the diagonal. I'm going to glue it. Put plenty of glue on, but don't saturate your paper. We don't need to contend with a bunch of ripples. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably put the heart pattern on here and trace around it and cut that off and make it pretty easy on myself to trim. Or I can just pick this up and I can take my scissors and trim around that edge, which is what I'm going to opt to do. And I'm just following. You can't see what I'm doing because I'm way up here, but I don't really have a choice. I'm just following the outside edge to trim this around. It's easier to come in and do each of the lobes of the heart separately and just come right around.
Are we going to do some foiling for Christmas?
We can do some foiling. We absolutely can. In fact, I just ordered some new chipboard pieces because somebody commented we don't have a lot of chipboard left in the store, and they were really intrigued with that and wanted to try that. So I just ordered some new chipboard pieces from Holland that'll be here in a couple days, and we can definitely work that in. So look at that beautiful heart shape in there now and how well that matches the rest of our card. Let's trim this one off and see what we've got going on. See how that looks when we're done. It's easier to trim each lobe individually. And come right in, back into the center there. Look how that's looking already, changing those two outside panels. I'm going to fold these really good, make sure that they've got a nice crease in them so our box folds up nicely. Look at that, that's beautiful. Okay, I just noticed that one of the pieces I like to use was on this little red sheet here, so I'm going to trim these out so we can use those.
That asks you have a medium weight in 12 by 12.
Need medium weight.
So speaking of chipboard, I need medium weight in 12 by
12. I have chipboard. We'll have to look up and see what we've got, and I don't recall what the weight is. I'll have to look for you, okay?
Okay, Cosmo's running out of stickles.
Oh, well, I just got lots of stickles in. We got lots of stickles in place for you. Okay. The next biggest pieces that I have left are these. So I got to make a choice. Do I want to make a card out of that? Or do I want to use that to cover my card? I think I'm going to opt to try and see what I can do. Yeah, I'm going to cut a 4x4 and a 4x4. Now, I know when I cut that, I have a choice here. I could use this if I wanted to. There's no reason why I couldn't use this. Maybe I should. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? You want this one? What do you guys think? Should we use this piece of paper for our other corners, for our other two corners? Or if we use the green, which I think will look really, really good, we're going to need to put little red caps at the tops. When I say little caps, I just mean I'm going to have to add some little pieces of paper to make those green big enough. No green? Use green or no green? I'm not sure what you're saying. Use the green? Okay. Which one?
Saying no green, one saying the green.
So I got one vote for, one vote against. I'll give you a second. I'm going to take a swig of pop while you guys decide. What it's going to be. What's it going to be? I can hardly wait. The darker green? Okay. Yes, green, yes, green, yes, green. The pattern one. Use green, use green, use green. Okay, I think the greens have it. Okay, I'm going to cut this piece right here into a couple of 4x4s. And I think I can get two, but I'm not sure I can. Let's see. and then we will trim it off with some more red. And I think that's actually going to look really good. Okay, here we go. I'm going to fold this on the diagonal again. It really helps to have that crease in there when you go to glue this piece of paper in. I'm going to put... Patrice says she's going to fight for star form stickers. Wow. I'll try and get you some more, Patrice. Yeah, get some more in. Okay, let's stick this one right in here. Kind of helps to pull that corner up. And wow, it's going to mostly cover. I'm surprised that it's covering as much as it is. Maybe we won't have any insets. It doesn't appear we're going to have. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. The 4x4 completely covered it. Of course, this is a 4x4 box, so I guess that makes some sense. Note to self, this definitely would have been easier when this was a single layer. Instead of the whole box. It's not hurting anything. Our box is tough, so it's not going to hurt a thing to be kind of manipulating the box around. But it probably would have been easier before I put all the extra weight and layers in it. There we go. Looky there. Ooh, that's looking good. That's looking good. Look here now. Wow, what a difference, huh? Let's take this last one in. Smaller scissors would help. Smaller scissors would help a lot. Okay, I just didn't get them out for today, but I should have. Yeah, smaller scissors would definitely be the trick here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Put this last layer in here. I can't believe how good this is looking, guys. Wowzer. Really, really nice. I feel like Hannibal Smith from the A-Team. Ain't it great when a plan comes together? Just love it when a plan comes together. Okay. I'll pull that corner right up into the addition we're putting on. We'll trim off our excess. This is going to be a beautiful box, prettier than the original, I think. That happens sometimes. It always makes me happy when that happens. When the class version is better than the practice version. I think we're definitely getting the idea that we can use double-sided pattern paper, right? Even if that pattern is not a regular pattern on the back side. It's easy, it's really easy when the pattern paper is just completely cooperative. But if you've got pretty papers, or you have the opportunity to get pretty papers at the right price, the challenge is getting papers that are heavy enough, which Heartfelt Creations papers are. And so the challenge is getting papers that are weighty enough to carry an explosion box. I don't recommend doing this with anything lighter, definitely not lighter than 65-pound card, and preferably heavier. Look at that. How pretty is that? Okay, now we have all these extras out here on our table. Let's see what we want to use to decorate further. Okay, so can you come in a little bit, honey? Come in a little bit closer. I already trimmed off these, which I used on my last one. Let's see what else we want to use here. I see a couple of really beautiful scenes on the back of this green one, and this green happens to be 4 inches high. So if we cut this to a 4x4, we can cover this panel with this. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So let's do that. Let's cut this to 4 inches wide. Look there. How's that gonna look? Great. Great is our answer. It is just because it's kind of tucked in that corner there. 4 is just a little bit too wide, so I'm going to trim just a fraction off, and we're going to put that panel right in there. Okay, you need to back up just a fraction, honey. So we're going to put that panel right there.
Sure. Hey,
Mary, your friend's getting thrown out. Out he goes. He's usually pretty good, you know. He's really very little disruption for having a young dog in the classroom. He's a pretty good puppy, but sometimes he has to get thrown out. And you can tell we're throwing him out so roughly. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that beautiful wishing well panel in there. Look here, we got this beautiful seating. We're going to put this 4-inch panel on one of the other tabs. Let's look and see who needs that. This one definitely needs something. That one definitely needs something. All 4 need something. So let's put this pretty piece in here. That looks beautiful, actually. Wowzer. When we get done here, I want to show you what I have left of my paper pad for card making. Now I will have made 2 full explosion boxes out of this pad, and I still have some beautiful sheets left for card making. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We really have some beautiful tags. I'm going to cut that out and save that. In case I want that. Sometimes these little flower clusters like this one right here. Could be fun little fussy cuts to add to tabs. So I'm going to take that off of there before I toss this piece. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, there's some flowers to die cut. Even this piece here, which was the in-between piece for those two scenes, would be just a beautiful subdued kind of background. I think I'm going to put that on one of these tabs. I think that would be beautiful. I'm going to put that in there. Because I'm going to put something on it anyway. So why not have all those beautiful background colors, huh? I like that a lot. Okay, I just need one more piece that I can use on a tab. Let's see how wide this one is with the lawn furniture. Not quite wide enough. How wide is that one? That one's not quite wide enough. Let's see what else we have. Oh, how about one of these? Oh, I actually see a couple. I want to put this sheet completely away. I see no reason we're going to have to use that. I have this pretty one, which would be a beautiful background piece. Let's see, what do I still have to cover? I still have, wow. I don't know, it's kind of up to me whether or not I covered that one or not. This is the one I left that I haven't covered, and it really has a pretty complete scene, but just for the sake of argument, let's cover it. Oh, look at what I have left. I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut that to 4 inches wide. And I'm going to trim the top off where I want it. And then I'll make it a little longer than 4 inches because it can reach in just a little bit extra. Look at this piece. That's going to be fun. Let's put that in there. Oh, beautiful. Look. Okay. Now from here, we really have just exploring, to do. We'll decorate the box lid for the interior one. And then it's really just a matter of how we want to decorate it on the inside. There are lots of things that we can do. I'll show you again some of what I've done on the sample box. Boy, I love these tabs now. Look at this. There's one. Two. And I'm going to put a saying or something here in the middle. So that little line in the middle, that means nothing. 3. Put a sticker or something up here. Wouldn't it be nice to have a little saying sticker up there? 3. Another little saying sticker up there. 4. Beautiful. I love that. Okay. So let's take a look at some of what we have left to decorate with. I've already showed you a couple things I've set aside. I have this pretty little tag that was on the back of something and these flowers that I might die cut. I have these little stamps that are beautiful. I may take the little flowers off of here and maybe the leaves. I might fussy cut those. I have this little border that we saved when we were cutting out Now, whether I use the border or not, I'll probably cut out the birds and the flowers to sit on something. I have these pretty birds. I actually have, if I wanted to, this would be the great beginnings of a decoration for the top of the box if you wanted to do something like what I did. And I have this cute little birdhouse. And certainly I can use these pieces of foliage yet. I still have some fun designs here that I can put on some of my tabs and a tag there. And actually, even just fussy cutting, not close cutting, but just kind of rough cutting around some of these diamonds. Those diamonds would be beautiful for decorating. I've got lots of little tags here, and I will definitely save the birds. The birds are beautiful. And I love those saying tags. In fact, some of these sayings might be good in the where I wanted words up above those scenes that we put on the big tabs. And let's see what else we have here. Not much there. I have a cute little bird that I can save off of that one. I have bigger birds on this one. Those would be great accents in this box. And then I can save some of those flowers. Or I could actually just cut this and put it on a tab, which would just be really, really cute, wouldn't it? That'd be beautiful. And same here, I've got the little birds here, but I also have some partial scenes and some nice little cutouts for some of my tabs if I want to use them. Pretty little scene I can cut down. Put tickets in the pockets, sure enough. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go back to our, and then I still need to look over these pieces that I had left. There's not probably going to be a lot, but there's some flowers I can save and maybe use that in some way. So I've got some pretty little pieces left, certainly enough to get me a long ways towards the embellishment, especially if I add some sayings and things, some stickers and sayings. Let's go back to our sample box. And here's where I used, come in a little bit again, huh? Here's where I used those little stamps, and I just used one of my little flowers below it. Just a little extra accent on those flaps. The solid color will look nice, but these little stamps with just a little flower in them just kind of add to the character and the whole blossom idea in our box. On these tabs on the inside, I did use my tickets and I added birds or flowers to the tickets for the pockets. And then I put flowers on the pocket itself. Here's another one. I've used a ticket and just added a bird. Now, if you have the dies on the mold, these little birds can go into your mold and it actually gives them a little bit of a 3D look. See how he's actually kind of textured? That does that in the mold. Here's another. I just set the bird up on top of one of the tags. So those are fun. And having the flowers on the pockets are fun. Just dump something out. I know I dropped that one out. Okay. And then I used some of the little scenes, just some of the things we just looked at on some of my tabs. I haven't finished yet, but cut out some of those scenes, added extra flowers on some of my tabs. I had this piece of embellishment left, and I had that one piece of lace, and I cut this out, and then I cut out this other piece from a partial piece of the lace, and I thought I might put that on one of my pockets. And there we go. Just using some of the other cutouts from the book. And then add your sentiments, your greetings. And see, I didn't fussy cut that every little piece out. I just kind of rough cut it around. I have an order ready to go to that distributor, Patrice. I will get some stickers ordered. It's kind of hard to show you some of these from a distance, but you catch the drift. I just used my extra little pieces. And sometimes just a flower in the corner to pull it all in. Do you want to decorate the little box top or not? I guess we could. It'll take us just a second to do that. How's our time, honey?
13 minutes left.
I got 13 minutes. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and let's decorate our box top, our first one. Okay, I've got some ribbon. Oops, a pop bottle on the floor. Good thing Ted's not here. As soon as he heard that, he'd have come around and thinking that was his. That is his invitation to play. Okay. Let's get, I have my ribbon here. This is just one of the 3/8" satins from the store. It matches this paper, the little birds in the paper, really well. And yeah, Mary, that's actually why I've started showing you the restock when it comes into, because people wanted to know when things that were gone were coming back in. Okay, so I want my ribbon to be long enough to cover not only the 2-inch, little over 2-inch top of my box, but big enough to go over the edges, down the inside of the edges, and hook really good to the inside of my box. Go ahead and take my tape off. I am making great strides on Craftaganza. Those of you who are waiting for Craftaganza, I have finished Classics. I have finished Winter. We're filming those either tonight or tomorrow. And we will have downloads available for you in just the next couple of days on Winter and Classics. Brittany's coming on Monday to work with me on the cards for Cute, because she always likes to do the cute cards, and we haven't done them for a couple of years. So she said she wanted to come and help with that, which will be great fun for me because she's very creative. And Brittany is. So that will be fun. And Margie's coming this week to help me finish the, what's the other one? The Contemporary. So I'm thinking it's within the next week to 2 weeks, we'll have them all done. So that's exciting. I will get more this time, Patrice. I think she's made her requests known. Oh, you're funny. All right. Wrap it around. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Then I like to cut a little piece of paper, just cut a little 2x2 and stick over your work in there. So just grab any one of these little scraps that we aren't using for something else and cut a little. Cut it like 2 1/8, and let's see if it'll fit nicely in that box. There we go. Then we hide our work inside. That looks good. So let's put a little glue on that so it'll stay in there. And pop that right inside. Let's get one of our pretty flowers. Let's see, what do we want? These are the ones we made the other night. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use, oops, I think I'll use one of these ones that Mary encouraged me to make some with. Sparkles. So let's put a sparkly one and maybe a little sparkly one next to it. I'm not sure. We'll see. So let's trim off the stems. That's why we glue them really well at the top and the bottom, because you're going to cut the stem right off. And we want the stamen to all stay in when we do that. I have a bunch of leaves made already, so I'll grab a couple leaves out of here. Maybe a different pattern leaf. Oh, I have some velvet leaves in here. I'm going to use velvet. Why not? Why not, I ask. If you got them, use them. Oh, you got a birthday next week, Betty Goslow. Happy birthday. Those velvet leaves are gorgeous. Put a pretty little flower right in the middle of those. I'll put plenty of adhesive on the bottom so I can stand it right up. In there. And then maybe, let's see if I want something else coming out from there or not. I don't think I want anything that big. I'll cheat a little and cut a piece off of this one. Let's kind of tuck a little one coming out from underneath there. There we go. There's our box top, our inside of our box. That's pretty. All right. And now I'm not going to do the whole top of the box because we talked a lot about the top of the box the other day, and I did not prepare the little. I didn't make the birds to do the top of the box yet. But you can see that even though I have a little bit of pattern showing there, that still looks really pretty for my box top, doesn't it? Let's fold this all up, our creation for today. Put its box top on it. Now look at the way it's going to be a little bit stiff when you go to fold. Back up a little one. It's going to be a little stiff when you go to fold it the first couple times because we have those heavyweight corners. So what I recommend is you just fold those corners in behind your layers. Just fold them in the first couple times, and then it's going to end up being beautiful. And look at the way that circle ended up turning out around the top edge of our box. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Again, the Hannibal Smith thing. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. Right, when you put the paper clips on, put them just at the top. It just needs to hold a little bit at the top. Okay, so I'm ready to decorate my box top, but we have completed all that. Now I want to show you two things. Well, actually, yeah, maybe a couple things. We have show and tell. I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. And we are going to I'm going to try and pick that up. Get all this out of the way. Let me show you what we had left out of our paper pack. Because I still have plenty of beautiful things for making cards. I have this beautiful scene. There's a 5x7 just waiting to happen right there. And another beautiful card waiting to happen right there with some pretty background paper in between. So we've got this beautiful sheet. It's the back of the tile. I have lots of little pieces. We're going to ignore those. That was from my last box. We have that beautiful border, which we could make some cards out of if we wanted to, or flip this over and I have 6 cards per sheet of 4x6s plus some beautiful sentiments at the bottom. So I still have that. I have 2 sheets of those. So let's count how many cards we have left. We said 2 on this one, plus 12 is 14. There's at least, well, let's count them from this side, but these are just as beautiful. We said we were at 14. This gives us 19. 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 42 plus whatever I have left from my explosion boxes. So 2 explosion boxes plus at least 42 cards from one pad. That's what I wanted to show you. Wowzer. Isn't that something? You can get a tremendous amount of value. At $24.95, these pads are a steal. At $16, they're amazing. Totally amazing. Okay, so we're done with Explosion Box um, and our blossoms for now. Let me show you what we have coming up in card classes. Thursday, we're going to make, is this winter or classic? I think this is winter. From the winter book, or from the winter craftaganza, we are going to make the winter owls. You'll note this year I get inserts. Wine enough, you get what you want. Another card from Winter Owls. A third card from the Winter Owls. And a fourth card. These are Thursday's cards from Winter Owls. There is a kit available and listed on this. Am I ignoring Mary? What did Mary say? Shouldn't have shared what tidbit? She ignored me again. What am I ignoring her with? Did I ignore you, Mary R? I saw don't cut it up, save it. Was that what I ignored? I didn't mean to ignore you. Oh, she said you have to get me stickers. Okay. I'm going to get some stickers. Okay, so these are Thursday's cards. Aren't they pretty? Ooh, 3 or 4 times today. Yes, this is part of Craftaganza. And this one we're doing on Thursday. This is a class kit. It is part of Craftaganza. Every year from Craftaganza, I choose 2 or 3 cards sets that I do publicly, and the rest are only for our purchasers. This is coming up. I think this is called Christmas Sparkle, isn't it? Yeah, this is called Christmas Sparkle. Why don't you come in a little bit closer, honey?
Mary has a couple things.
Okay, you want me to show the paper again? Okay, let me finish the show and tell, and then I'll do that for you, Mary. Okay. All right. So this is from Christmas Sparkle. We get one. Whoops. Oh, I didn't show you the inside. It's lined. That's nothing too exciting. Okay. This is Christmas Sparkle. 2. 3. I love the little. I loved decorating the icy scenes here. That made me happy. 3. And this is number 4. This one we pulled a fancy because they gave us a nice heavy ring here. We could create a closure out of the ring. So, whoop, knocked him over. Let's try not to do that. And it fits right back through. And close this down for a nice closure on that card. So this is Christmas Sparkle. This is coming up as a card class. This kit is listed. If you have Craftaganza already, there is a kit for those who already have the Craftaganza kit if you want a kit, or you can just follow along with your own supplies. This one is called Christmas Time, and this was the clock. This is the Christmas countdown clock, and It's a really busy scene, but it's adorable. Up on the roof, we got a reindeer, or we got an elf trying to coax a reindeer down. We've got Santa up in his home, which is above the clock. We've got the clock. We've got the elves working in the workshop, and we've got the stables down below. It's actually really, really adorable. This card is actually built on acetate. I'll show you how to do that. So there's the Christmas clock. Here's another view of the Christmas clock. Actually, I'm still going to need to put I was going to put a Merry Christmas up here, but I forgot. And now it's already in kits, so you can add your own Merry Christmas there. Here is, looks like here they're packing up the sleigh. Really detailed little pictures in here. Here's the coaxing the reindeer off the roof scene again. That's 4. Here is the stables. 5. And here is kind of a summary scene. We've got the elves, we've got a reindeer, we've got Santa, and we've got those pretty little frames. This is, in this kit, we've included the frame, we've included the die, and for 6 cards and the die, I think it's about $16. So it's a heck of a deal. We included the die in this design. So there we go. That is our upcoming classes. As of this point, I actually have more cards done that are waiting for kits. So we will have more to show you. But these are the ones that are coming up. This one's called Christmas Time. The Owls and Christmas Sparkle are coming up in the next 2 weeks of classes. And that is what I have to show you. Let me look back at the papers that I promised to show for Mary. Let's see if we can find that scene she was talking about not wanting cut. One side, we have Pretty Little Birdhouse. This one, we have the birdhouse again because you get 2 of everything. This one, you have that most excellent scene. And that scene again. And we had this pretty lacy side on the back of here. And we had this pretty scene where I was talking about cutting it up. That's the scene, Mary? Is that the one? So there you go. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Mary? If I was ignoring you, you have my undivided attention right now. Is there anything else that you wanted me to look at or comment on? No, the one before this. The one before this. I had this one, which is the same as that. I had this one left over. Oh, okay. So you want gingham paper. You want gingham adorable scoreable or just gingham paper? Because I think I have some gingham paper I can list for you. The pond. this one. I don't know that I can make you a lake out of gingham, Mary. That one right there. That's the one she doesn't want me to cut. I'm going to see if I can list you some gingham paper, Mary R. I believe I have some in my stash. Let me see if I can list you some gingham paper. I believe I have some for you. It's in 12 by 12 card. So there we go. Anything else you'd like, Mary? Yes, tell Adam Gingham anything. Okay, I got it. Anything else, Mary R? Or anybody else? Questions? Oh, and 12 by 12 medium chipboard. Let me see what I can find for you, Annette. I have chipboard listed. I don't know what the weight is, though. Do you? I'll look and see what I can do about medium chipboard. Ted and Bob video or picture. I got lots of Ted and Bob pictures. Let me put one in the newsletter next time. Okay. So are there any questions, comments? Oh, what's it under? Let me see. I think you can look up, put chipboard in as all one word, and then hit relevance under the search results and see what we have in it. Or I can do it. But okay, you're all caught up now. Okie dokie. All right. I guess Bryce is going to go out and look for the chipboard and see if he can link it for you. I have lots of chipboard shapes coming up. Actually, those should be in the foiling area. I need to do that. Look at the surfaces, chipboard and wood right there. And no, it's not there. Okay. No, but yeah, chipboard and grunge board, try that. I know I have chipboard from Hunky Dory. I know I do. I don't know why we're not finding it. Let's try chipboard as 2 words. I need to put all those in the surfaces area. We're looking, guys. Hang on. Quotation marks around them. Nope. Yeah, let me check it out. I know I have some Hunky Dory chipboard. I don't know why it's not listed, but I will figure it out and I will get you some. I'll get you taken care of in it. Okay. Any other requests while I'm ordering stuff? I'm going to order some stickers and I'm going to order some chipboard if I don't already have it. Any other requests for orders? Your stickles are in, Thelma? Okay. All right. If there are no other requests, questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, then I will see you Thursday for Wednesday for What's New Wednesday. And I'm going to say good night, Gracie. And I'll get back to you. Annette, on the chipboard. Okay? Good night, guys.